There is now a Marimo plugin for Quarto, and if you're not familiar, Quarto is a very likable open source scientific and technical publishing system. It supports a lot of backends, including Microsoft Word. There's lots of people that like to write academic articles with it, with math and pretty tables and sidebars. There's a bunch of open source projects that like to use it as docs, and it's also been used in courses, as well as a bunch of books. In this video though, we're going to explore web deployments using Quarto, and in particular how you might be able to use Marimo to add some interactivity. Quarto is a big project though, so I'm not going to go into all the details of Quarto, but I will showcase just enough for you to get started with a Quarto project that uses Marimo, and also show how you can use all of these widgets right from the start. So let's start a new project. To do that, I can run Quarto from the command line, and I can call create project. And by the way, the reason that this will work is because I installed Quarto beforehand. On Mac, you can use a brew install. If you go to the website, there's also installation guides for other platforms. But let's go ahead and start. And in this case, as a demo, I think a blog will be fun. So let's go with blog. Video demo, I think, will be a nice name for a directory. And I don't necessarily need a special title. And when I run this, you can see that a bunch of files got created. And as a side effect, a new Visual Studio Code window opened up that is pointing to that folder that I just created. So let's just use this one going forward. So we can see a bunch of things, right? We can see that there's posts, and we also see that we've got a Quarto configuration file. So, this feels like a blog already, so that's nice. But we want to use Marimo. And for that, we got to do this one extra installation. So you got to call Quarto add, and then what follows points to a GitHub repository. This bit is the organization. This is the actual repo. And when I now run this, you are going to be presented with a prompt because Quarto likes to confirm that you trust the authors. In this case, I do. After which it's going to ask me to install. I'm just going to go ahead and say yes. And I don't have to watch the documentation right now. So the Marimo plugin is installed now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this one post with code example over here. And I'm just going to make this one change to the front matter. I'm going to add an extra filter over here. The way this works inside of Quarto, by the way, is if you're building a blog, then you can attach categories like tags. You can attach an author as well as a date. So all the typical blog stuff is there. And what you can now do is you can choose that some of your blog posts actually will use a Marimo feature. So you can actually choose not to use this for all your blog posts, just to have a few of them. That's totally possible. And I'm going to go ahead and copy the example from the GitHub docs. And what I should be able to do now is run Quarto preview. It's going to prepare, make some files. And then after a bit, this is what this site looks like. We see video demo, which was the name I gave it. But the most important thing is there was this one blog post with code, where I made some changes. And one thing that you can now indeed see is that we have a little bit of a Python block over here that is importing something from Marimo, and it seems like I'm calling the UI slider, which is true. I can slide around here. And you'll notice that when I do, some output below over here updates. And this is just like you're used to inside of a Marimo notebook. It's all reactive. I can slide around and things update below. Now, let's have a look at VS Code, just to explore things further. One thing, by the way, if you're running the preview command, and if you were to make a change to a file, like new line, and then you hit save, you are going to see that the website will automatically update. So that's a cool feature from Quarto. Just wanted to mention that. But if we now have a look at the entire file, and in particular the bits that contain the Python code, notice that we have a code block over here. And that in that code block, and for that code block, I've added this extra curly bracket over here, .marimo. And I'm doing the same thing down below over here. And that's the one extra thing you got to do to make Quarto aware that this one cell over here contains Marimo code. And that's the thing you got to add in order to make sure that things respond reactively. You'll also notice that this cell has this echo true statement over here that this cell over here does not have. That effectively means that we are going to show the code listed over here, but we're not going to show the code shown below. This is a Quarto thing, but it can be nice to be able to control this, because sometimes you're more interested in the output of a cell and not so much the code itself, and that is something you can totally configure. But the one thing that I hope that is obvious now is that we have a slider that we've defined, and that slider is being used down below. Again, just like you would inside of Marimo, you can do slider.value. That's going to grab the value of this slider, and we're going to see none appear if this slider value is big. And with that bit of context, I hope it's clear. No, Batman. That is something that runs now because we have the slider and everything just responds. So that's already quite cool. All the interactive chart widgets that Marimo supports, the data frame widget, and all of Marimo's inputs, those will work out of the box right away. But one thing to also point out is that we're not necessarily limited to the tools that Marimo offers, because Marimo, of course, also wraps around any widget. And with that in mind, we can actually construct this other fun little demo, because what I can do is I can say, look, there's this library from draw data. Let's import this scatter widget. And as always, we can wrap that with this MOUI any widget over here. Don't forget this bit, by the way. But yeah, I have a widget at my disposal now. And in the cell below, what I could do is I could do something like widget data as pandas, let's say. That'll get me a pandas data frame of something I just drew. And let's just add pandas for good measure as an import. If I were now to go back and actually look at what we've got, then you can see that, yeah, I've been able to add the scatter widget that allows me to draw some data points. And if I were to scroll down below over here, you can see that there's a new data frame that appeared. Right now it has 172 rows. If I were to draw some more points, we now see it has 225, which is nice. I'm able to download this file as well. So there you have it. The flexibility that you're used to from Marimo can now actually be used in blog posts if you're using Quarto as your backend. There is one thing to be aware of though, because all the code that's running right now is running in the front end. We're using that WASM trick that we used before. And that has one consequence that is clear once you refresh this. So you can see that at the start, the modules are not found just yet. After a time, we can see the widgets appear, and also down below over here. But it takes a small while because we have to install the dependencies. In this case, that includes pandas and also that draw data widget. If you're just using Marimo with the standard library in Python, you are not going to have that. But if you're pulling in somewhat heavy dependencies, this is something to just be slightly aware of. You are going to have a bit of lag because of this startup. But having said that, I do want to make it very clear that this opens up a lot of flexibility. Charts can automatically update based on widgets without you having to write any JavaScript whatsoever. So if you are very comfortable writing Python, you now have a lot of extra power at your disposal if you're keen to write very interactive and story-driven blog posts. So that's great. If you are keen to learn more, definitely check out our GitHub repository. We're definitely keen to have feedback. Feel free to post an issue if you have any, or feel free to reach out to us on our Discord. We definitely don't mind the feedback. And also feel free to let us know if you actually end up using this on your blog. We like to share stuff because in the end, we always love seeing more Marimo out there in the wild. And that definitely includes any Marimo that's used inside of Quarto. Quarto is a cool project. Check it out if you haven't already.